Okay, how is everybody doing? Unfortunately, you're going to get some noise because I had to walk over to the keyboard bench from the computer. Okay, sorry about that. This is going great so far. Super professional. I'm going to see if I can turn this down a little bit, actually. Okay, so for those of you who can see, you'll see a picture of me at the keyboard, and we have that there because all I'm doing is talking about the keyboard, so you don't have to really see it. And I can't get the webcam over here by the keyboard, and even if I could, it's probably not lit correctly or anything. So, first of all, I have a couple people to thank, more groups, but I only know one person, and they are, I think it's Gamulation on audiogames.net on the forums. They did some articles on setting up OBS, which is the video software I'm using with a screen reader. And I would also like to thank people on the RWP group, which I can't remember the name of right now, but it's a group for Reaper for people who use a screen reader. So basically what I'm doing, just to get this out of the way, I have Reaper going into OBS, which is the video recording software. It stands for Open Broadcast Studio, I think. And I'm doing this because we're going to talk about keyboard. Specifically, we're going to talk about a software instrument. This is from Bunker Samples, and it's called the Harmonium. And here, now, because this is isn't set up with the complete control access, it's a contact instrument. So if you're blind like me, all you get are the presets so far. So I'm going to put some links in the description, hopefully, to give you a couple different harmonium sounds so you can hear what it sounds like. I do like the default harmonium, though. One of the reasons I like it is because you have key noise, and I think key noise, to me, you need it. I know like a lot of people are into this super clean like recording stuff, and I don't mind it, I guess, but I also feel like it should be alive. For those of you who don't know, the harmonium is a reed organ. It's foot pumped. I'm talking about the older harmonium. There's an Indian harmonium. When it got to India, because Indian music doesn't use a lot of chords or anything, and they generally play seated on the floor, they made a version that you pump the bellows with one hand and then you play with the other, as opposed to the original European instrument where you pumped foot pedals and you could play with both hands. So that's what we're talking about here, this older instrument. And they're a reed organ. So they have metal reeds, and you pump air into the bellows, and then when you hit a key, air goes over these reeds and makes noises. So I'm going to turn the mic down and play a little bit on the default harmonium setting. That seems good enough for that. As you can hear, the defaults have key noises, which I like. One of the settings you can have is the pedals pumping, that's not on. I don't think it's on any of the presets, and we can't turn it on, like I said, because we only get access to the presets. So I'd like to change that. I want to try to make an NKS file with access to all the parameters. Let's go through the rest of these now. Let me scroll all the way back to the beginning. So the first, hopefully this changes. Oh yeah, you're probably going to hear some random key noises because, yeah, okay. The only way I can tell when the sound changes is to hit a key, because I'm not in the Reaper window. So this is called Cheesy Organ, and it sounds like this. That was okay. I don't know. It's a thing. What do we get? Now this one's kind of cool. This is called Distorted Harmonium. So let's see if we get that. There we go. Let's hear a little bit of that. There we go. That's I should add, by the way, that this I don't know how if it goes any lower. Let's find out. Now you might hear some more key noises from my keyboard. This ends at the high G. It's 1, 2. It's basically the what would that be, like G6 then? It'd be the octave, 2 octaves above middle C. So there's the C, and it ends at that G. Let's do the octaves and see if it goes down anymore. That's a cool sound. So yeah, it actually ends, it's the lowest note is 2 C's below middle C, and then it goes 2 C's up, and then it goes up to this G here. That's a G, right? I'm doing this right. Yeah. Okay. What do we got next? This is Grand Organ 1. And let's hear a bit of that. I believe. It's called Grand Organ Bass Edition, and I'm not sure what it does differently. Let's see if we can hear. So one thing I personally don't like about that, it's a little playing that stuff there. There should be a little more attack. It's kind of a little mushy for my taste. I'm also not a huge fan of reverb, and that has a lot of reverb on it. Now I gotta skip past all the Magnus chord organ presets, which will be our next review. Now, this is interesting. Part of what this instrument comes with that we can't access yet, I don't know if we'll be able to, is there's controls for like filtering and stuff, and sort of making it into like a synthesizer kind of thing. So this preset's called, what is it called? Minimalists in Church. And what's interesting about this is it does this sort of rhythmic thing, but it's a split. So the lower keys do this. And then I think, yeah, no, where does it? So it splits on a G. He seems to like ending things on a G. So from this low C, the lowest C, to the G, the next octave up, it does that. And then once you hit that A, oh no, I guess it does do it. Okay, so it's on the B, it starts doing this thing. Now, for the fun of it, let's do two G's together. We'll do them an octave apart, and you'll hear these different rhythms. I'm not going to play with that one too much because I honestly don't know what you can do with it. I mean, I can see it as a sort of, you know, if you want an arpy sound like that, I can see that you'd be able to use it. But I mean, just playing something, I don't know what you do with it. So this is the next one. I think this is still this is a rhythmic gating, it's called. And much like the other one, does it end at G like that one? Oh, no. This one's the same throughout. Now this one I can see you playing a little bit with, so let me turn the mic down and we'll see what you can do with this thing. So there's that one. You can play around with that a little bit and do some cool stuff. Then we have tempo synced vibrato. I don't know if I have a tempo set up. I'm going to turn the mic down because I think you're hearing. I don't think this has key noises in it. I think you're hearing my keys hitting on the keyboard, on the keybed. So that's what that does. I don't know. You might use it for something. I'm also not sure. Maybe because I don't have a tempo set up, or it's whatever the default is in Reaper. Maybe it's not doing as much as it could be doing. And then we're right back to the harmonium. Which is where we started. So, like I said, I'm going to leave some links. Those are the presets available to us. Sorry I didn't get it in before the sale, which ended yesterday. I kind of spent the whole week fighting with video and getting this thing to work. So hopefully it all works now, and we'll have it pinned down. You get some nice presets. I like the default as a harmonium. Actually, just for comparison, I did a reed organ. I also have the SD reed organ from Sonic Couture, which I'll do a review of. But just because I can get to it pretty easily, here's a bit more of the default of the harmonium by Bunker Samples. Preset that I made because I wanted it to sound more like a reed organ than I thought the Sonic Couture default setting did. Let me actually turn the mic down. So on this, I have the keys and the pedals going. So if I hold down a key, you'll hear the key noise when I hit it, and then you'll hear the pedals moving. Let me turn the mic down again. Now, I did that because I wanted this to sound really alive. Like, to me, I assume anyway, if I were sitting in front of a real reed organ, I'd get all these noises. Maybe not as loud as I have them turned up here, but to me, I want that realism. I want, I want it to be as acoustic as it can be. I still don't like the sample. There's some reverb in it, and I want to knock that off. And I think you can do it. I just have to play with it some more. So I like a pretty dry reed organ, and you'll notice that the harmonium had some reverb in it by default too. But what I mean by reverb is if I hit this key, if you listen to it end, there's like a little echo. Whereas if I go back to the harmonium here, there's still a little bit of echo, but it sounds like more of a room echo. I think it sounds a little mellower, but harmonium, unless you're in a room, it's not supposed to have an echo. It's like an organ. It stops when you let go of the key. So I'm not a fan of that sort of trailing decay unless I put reverb on something. So that's the one thing I would change maybe about the bunker samples default. But it's a pretty good harmonium. I like it better. The SD reed organ from Sonic Couture is okay. I'll review that in another video. It's not bad. I'm glad I bought it, but I think I like the bunker samples as just a better default. This is what you get. Excuse me. I think it's pretty usable, even if you don't, even if you aren't able to play around with it and change things. So there you go. That's the bunker samples, the harmonium. It is pretty cool. Unfortunately, you're going to hear me walk back to the computer keyboard so I can stop this video. That's the one drawback to this situation I haven't nailed down yet. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll be back with another one. Maybe I'll just do it right now. I'll do the Magnus chord organ from Sound Iron. Okay. As I trip over things.